Hello, everyone. It's Miriam Ortiz y Pino with More Than Organized here. I'm a certified professional organizer and simplicity expert here for your More Than Organized Monday tip. And this week I'm going back to some of the material in the 1 Minute Mail Solution Kit. That's a free offer I have on the website at morethanorganized.net. You can sign up there and get a whole e-course for free on how to deal with paperwork and specifically the incoming information that comes to your mailbox or your email box, or the papers that come in throughout the day as you're out and about, the receipts and the flyers and that kind of thing. So we all end up with a whole lot of paper, and paper is the number one reason people come to me for my organizing services. And so I created this free course to help you deal with paper. And I wanted to go in depth a little bit more on just one of those categories of paper. So a little refresher for those of you that have already read it, and some new information if you're new to it. But there's only kind of 5 things you can do with paper, and that is you can work with it. It's something you have to act on. There's the bills and correspondence, which take up most of what needs to be acted on. But then there's the things you need to enter either into the computer, or the information from the piece of paper into a calendar or an address book, or that reference material needs to be entered somewhere. And then there's trash, the actual trash recycling and shredding that comes that you don't actually need to keep. And then there's the to read pile. And the to read pile tends to be really large. That is things you need to review to see if you even need to take care of it. There's considerations. And some of those things that are more about reviewing to see if you need to act, those actually just go in the act pile. But then there are things like your professional newsletters and journals. There are actually books you want to read. There may be chapters of things, or various newsletters, flyers, catalogs, those things that need a little bit of time to actually sit down and read. The newspaper, certain blogs online, that kind of thing. The things you want to set aside some time to read and really process. And some of it's going to be entertaining, some of it's going to be resources, and some of it's going to be necessary for your business. But what it is to read, and all that stuff needs to be read. And you might as well just sit down with a cup of coffee or tea and a snack and read it somewhere comfortable, or read before you go to bed so that you can wind down for the day instead of being on the computer. So the key to that is not mixing up those things that just need to be read in your general things to act on pile, because you'll get sucked into reading something when you should be acting on something, and vice versa. You might be acting on things and never get around to reading. So if you separate those two things into separate piles, it becomes very easy to actually time block that on your calendar and say it's reading time, it's acting time, and separate it that way. So the number one thing you want to do is just create a spot to hold your reading materials. It can be by your favorite reading chair. It can be by your bed, on your nightstand, or in a basket on the floor near the bed. It can be, you can have a reading pile in your office just for work-related reading, and then you process that at a certain time. It can be in the bathroom by the toilet. Wherever it is you do your best reading, put your reading material, all of your reading material, right there. Now, even for books, if you're reading 3 or 4 books at a time, it's fine, but have the ones that are in process that you're currently reading in one pile. The books you want to read or are to read in the future go in one spot, and anything you have read is filed on the bookshelf or put in the box to go back to the library, or to be shared with others. And so you always have a to read, in process reading, and done reading. And that's how you can create a nice workflow for your reading materials and have it not be in the way of doing your actual work. Again, you can get more about this in the 1 Minute Mail Solution Kit. It's available at morethanorganized.net, where you'll also find lots of free resources to help get yourself organized. And thanks for joining me again. I will see you again next Monday. Thanks.